The United States government entered an orderly shutdown earlier today as Republican and Democratic senators were unable to reach a spending compromise to extend funding to keep the United States federal government running. The shutdown will likely see a number of federal services disrupted and federal workers furloughed. This is the first federal shutdown since 2019. On Tuesday, two votes on different plans proposed by the Republicans and the Democrats respectively failed. The Republican plan failed to hit the 60-vote threshold required for passage in the Senate with a 55 to 45 vote. The Republican plan would have extended funding till at least the 21st of November. The Republicans later blocked a Democratic plan which would have added roughly $1 trillion in healthcare spending to the budget and continue funding of the government till the end of October. The crux of the issue between the two parties is the extension of tax credits created by the Democrats during the COVID-19 pandemic, which are set to expire at the end of this year. The expiration of the tax credits, a part of the healthcare law known colloquially as Obamacare, would see roughly 4 million Americans lose insurance coverage, while premium prices for roughly 20 million Americans would increase. Obamacare, also known officially as the Affordable Care Act, was passed during President Barack Obama's term more than a decade ago. The law has long been attacked by the Republican Party and has become the centerpiece of the current dispute between the two parties in the US Senate. The enhanced tax credits at the heart of the current dispute was designed by the Democrats during the COVID-19 pandemic that saw lower cost of insurance premiums paid by individuals and family who bought their insurance on the Obamacare exchanges. The enhanced credits also allowed some immigrants who are lawfully present in the United States access to these exchanges, according to the Democrats. However, the Republican Party has taken aim at this provision, indicating that the Democrats want illegal immigrants to receive subsidized healthcare, combining two of the most important issues in the US, healthcare and illegal immigration, as a part of their public posture. The Democrats have maintained that the federal healthcare law does not allow for non-lawful migrants access to the system. The Democrats have also staked their position for an extension of the subsidies at this moment in time and not wait for the passage of any stopgap funding bill that could push the negotiations down the road by a few weeks. The costs for extending these subsidies within the next decade is going to be roughly $350 billion, according to the non-partisan Congressional Budget Office, while 3.8 million more individuals would also be covered by healthcare insurance by 2035. However, many families in the US are set to see their insurance premiums double if the enhanced credits are not extended by the US Congress this year. The Democrats have also demanded reversal of the cuts to other healthcare programs within the US, such as Medicaid, which were passed as a part of President Donald Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill, his signature tax law, earlier this year. Trump has threatened to fire federal workers during the shutdown, especially those who are Democrats, as well as further cutting programs that the Democratic Party supports. In March this year, the Democratic Party had provided enough votes to keep the government open, which backfired within its own political base. If the cuts to healthcare are allowed, roughly 10 million people will be uninsured by 2034, the Congressional Budget Office has estimated. As a part of the shutdown, essential services will continue under the federal government, including national parks and federal lands that will be partially open. However, while Medicaid and Medicare services to the elderly and other needy people will continue, there may be disruptions due to staffing shortages. The National Flood Insurance Program will be closed, which impacts housing sales. Food assistance programs are set to be severely impacted without any funding measures. However, air traffic control, law enforcement, and border protection are all expected to continue without Congress passing a funding bill. That's all from me today. For more such news and analysis, subscribe below.